Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sith Absolute. I'm your host, Lord Ronak. And about here, my friends, Frank and a new friend, Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, he's new and he's hiding behind there. He's want to make sure y'all are good first before he gets closer to the camera. But yes, it's been a hot minute since I've done an actual video. You guys have seen some clips that I posted from my streams. By the way, check out my Twitch. Links in the description down below to check out my streams. But yes, it's been a hot minute since I've done a actual video. But it's a new year, 2025. And we're gonna get back into making videos. My goal, here's the thing, the Sith Absolute's goal is to get 3 videos a week. 3. Trace. 3 videos a week. Alright? That's going to be my goal for every week to have 3 videos out for y'all to enjoy. So, make sure you put in the requests in the comments and also in the Discord, which will also be in the description down below. Without further ado, we're going to start with a classic, ones that you guys have enjoyed, Joe Santagato. And he's got a new video about the most unpopular opinions of the internet of 2025. It's only been like not even a week, probably a week, not even a week, and there's already hot takes, already unpopular opinions about what's been going on. So, let's get right into the video. But before we get into this, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the Sith Absolutes, because we deal in absolutes. Let's get right to it.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Alright, the most unpopular opinions on the internet. Joe Santagato. Let's go.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Happy New Year. I hope you're all recovering from New Year's. I know that I am. I'm just kidding. I filmed this in December. But today, we are going to go over the most insane hot takes we can find just to kick off the year.
Let's go.
Okay? And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a beanie, it's cold. It's fucking winter. The best night to drink or get drunk is Sunday. It depends what kind of drinking you're doing. Definitely not get drunk at night. If you want to go to like a brunch and get drunk, but you're home by like 3:30, that's great, because then you probably will fall asleep. I don't know about you, but if I have a sip of alcohol, I'm going to bed like an hour later. Everyone is going to say that drinking on Friday night is the best, but that just isn't true. After being up since the early hours of the morning and working a full shift, do you really want to go to the bar until late at night? I wasn't going to say Friday. What about Saturday? Where I woke up, I had...
That's true. Because the funny thing is, for your boy, Saturdays are usually the ones that I don't do anything. I just chill most of the day. Either I'm hanging with my family or I'm doing nothing or playing games. That's it. Sundays are usually the days that I'm actually a little bit more busy, to be honest. I got a lot of stuff I have to do. I go to the gym, I cook, I do a lot of stuff on Sundays. But Saturdays, nothing. So, listen, I'm not a drinker. I don't consume a lot of alcohol at all. I have like an occasional beer. On occasion, you'll see me on my streams. If you watch my streams, Twitch, Lord Ronak, description down below. I usually have like one beer for like once in a while. Besides that, I'm not a drinker, so I don't get drunk. But if there was an occasion where I could get drunk one day, Saturday I think would be a better day than Sunday. That's just me, at least for my schedule.
nothing to do, and then I went out that night, and then I wake up and I have nothing to do. That seems like the most ideal day to get hammered. Breakup texts are fine if you're not married. I don't want to be invited out to eat for a breakup. I don't want to get dressed and leave my house for a breakup. Just text me and tell me you're done, and that's fine. I don't need a visit or a phone call. My only exception is if you are married, engaged, or living together. Oh man, I'm kind of...
Ooh. That's... That's an interesting one. I'd say it depends on how long you've been together, is what I'd say. Because if you've been together for years and years and you decide that we're going to end it over a text, that's hard. That's tough because you have years of memories, experience, all the stuff you know about each other, and to get away from just to And then on a text is kind of, but if it's just like maybe like a couple weeks or a month, a couple months, you'll be like, you know what, maybe that's fair. But I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think of this one.
I might be in agreement with this. It depends how long you've been dating, though. Like, I think that if you've been dating a significant amount of time, anything under a year, I think is okay for a breakup text, honestly. Because this is a good point. Like, I don't need you to see you in person for you to tell me that it's over. Like, just text me. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just something that when you get broken up with, it's just a nice thing to throw back at the person if they texted you. Like, you could have at least done it in person, you coward. Like, you could have, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I've gotten broken up with through text, through a phone call. Well, separately. My 6th grade girlfriend called me and she said that we should see other people. In 6th grade, she said that. Your 7th grade girlfriend had her friend call you and break up with you on her behalf. That's pretty fire, dude. She sent a messenger. Like she
sent a messenger.
She sent a raven, like it's Game of Thrones. That's awesome. You imagine that? That's probably the coolest way to get broken up with. A bird just like lands and it's got a note. And it's like, yo, it's over. That'd be sick. Although if a raven showed up with a note that said it's over, I would think I'm dying. So that'd be different. Yeah, no, I think I'm cool with this though. Like definitely the exception is, I mean, if you're married, you're not going to text breakup. That's bananas. Engaged or living together, yeah. I mean, rough. You can't text someone like, hey, we're breaking up if they're in the next room. Like you can't do that. Just like, so okay, I forget about all those things. I think text is fine under a year at any point, as long as there's been multiple bouts of texts. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that like under like 3 months is like you could do a out of the blue text message like, bro, I can't do this anymore. Like that's fine. Up to 6 months, like, but after 6 months. There has to be like a few things like, hey, I'm kind of worried about this. These things. And then it's like, you know what? This isn't really working out. Like there's got to be like at least like 3 that you got to get to if you're going to do it through text. A year to 2 years.
There has to be like a text convo. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, these are my concerns. Are we going to fix this or not? And it's like, I don't know if I can fix that. It's like, you know what? Maybe we should just kind of call it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? That's fair or something like that. I get that. After 6 months of knowing each other, going through the conversation, stuff like that. Fair.
There's a phone call may suffice depending on how far away you guys live from each other. But after that, you probably have to like get in person and really, But I agree. Don't take them out to eat to break up with someone. That's a little crazy. Like, don't break up with someone in person. Don't break up with someone like in public, and have other people like that's embarrassing. You don't want to do that. Make someone like cry or be upset in public, or maybe they can't say the things that they want to say because you're in public. Like, it's not fair. Don't do it in public. Employees that fully work from home are becoming the weird homeschool kids of the adult world. I don't even know if this is true or not. People who work from home full time are becoming increasingly socially awkward and inept. Oof. They hit you with the hard eye there.
Wow.
Inept. It's like they're slowly reverting to a state of social isolation, similar to what we often see with homeschooled kids. It is especially pronounced in newer employees that were remote for a significant portion of their education. I can see how this is a thing because, and I had the conversation.
So, yes, to some degree, if you're home all the time, if you're working at home, then yes, you're not getting that social interaction where you get comfortable with people, especially large crowds of people, interacting with people. But at the same time, there are also people who just have social anxiety. I know a few people who are, people who are just introverted in general, who just, they go to work, that they just don't interact with people, So yes and no to some degree is what I'd say with that. So, I had to work during COVID time. Like I had to go to work. I wasn't at home. I was an essential worker, so I had to work, and there's only a few people in interaction, but still, some things they're still open for me to get food and stuff like that. But it's like, I still had like that whole thing didn't affect me socially to some degree, but I did get to a point later where it's just like going out is stressful, but mostly because there's just a lot of people who drive. It's just like the floodgates opened when everything opened up, and it just got even more crazy. Anyway.
With my oldest brother who started his own company, so he was going to work from home, which he is doing now. And one of the first things I told him was like, dude, it's not all it's cracked out to be. This was before the pandemic and everyone had to like then go through that, which some people learn firsthand of like, this is great. But then you're like, I have no routine. I haven't left my house in fucking 30 days. I'm depressed, you know? Like, that's the thing that's so tough. I kept a gym membership at a gym 20-something minutes away from my apartment when I was working from home all the time just to get out of the house. Because if I was working out in my apartment and then, like, working there and I live there, I'm not leaving. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I go outside twice to walk my dog, but that's it. Like, that's depressing.
I guess it depends on your comfortability. You know what I mean? Like, some people just enjoy being in the house, being by themselves, and, you know, doing what they want to do. You know, people are like that. You know what? I step more into the middle of this, where it's like a mix, where it's like, yes, I can go out, I can interact with people, but then after like a decent amount of time, I'm like, all right, I'm going home. I'm gonna just hang out with myself for a little while. You know what I mean? Which is like, you know, you gotta balance it. You know, you gotta balance between the two of interaction and then get away from that. So,
Dude, you need to have a reason to get up and get out of the house. Otherwise, you're just gonna wear pajamas and fucking, you know, talk to yourself all day. So I kind of agree with this. I think that, I don't know if it's true, but I do think.
Or you can make content like we're doing right now.
I think that working from home and
Stream.
you know, doing that will have an effect on you. I think that it will. So just be careful. Just be careful. Build good routines. Get out of the house. Go get, you know, your favorite coffee. Maybe 1 day or 2 days a week, go to the coffee shop to work or something like that. You know what I mean? We don't need to chew food. This is a steaming hot bowl of pudding cake. I don't like the feeling of
We don't need to chew. Just hork it. All right? Frank, Shadow, for now on, hork your food. Hork your food. No chewing. I don't want to hear one single chomp from both of y'all. Y'all too. Hork it.
chewing my food. What, a bird wrote this? What the fuck is that? It's something I've noticed for a while, and I usually just end up mushing my food with my tongue. What? What does that even mean? Usually against my teeth and then swallowing it instead. What does that fucking mean? Who is this? I end up mushing my... How do you mush a piece of steak against your teeth? If you're going to do all that work, why not just chew your teeth are right there? You're pushing it up against the teeth. Just move it upside down. Move it up and down. Even with harder foods, which would typically require chewing, I managed to break them up in my mouth in a way that lets me swallow them without actually chewing. Why avoid this? Why avoid the chewing so much? What the fuck is next? You don't want to blink? You're going to keep your eyes closed all day?
I get that people don't like the sounds of chewing because it sounds gross, but it's like that's how we eat food. That's clearly how we eat food. You're supposed to break it down. That's what the teeth's for, to break down food, for you to actually ingest the food. That's how you do it. You don't like hearing it, you can go that way. You can keep. You don't like to hear me chewing, just take a few chairs back, all right? Take a few chairs back, get your food, and then when we're done, come back, or something like that. Or don't even think about it. Focus on your own food. I don't know. This doesn't seem healthy.
Hey, just chew your fucking food. You're going to choke. You're going to die one day. How'd they die? They were pressing steak up against their teeth, trying to mush it. Concert sets should not last more than 90 minutes. Oof, I am in such an agreement with this. It's crazy. I was at a Vampire Weekend gig last night that was 2.5 hours long. I really like Vampire Weekend. They are a good live band, but it dragged, and I nearly lost all enjoyment by the end. I went to Taylor Swift recently, and it was... I will say the best concert that I've ever been to in my entire life, and I'm a Taylor Swift fan, okay? I'm Swiftin'. But that shit is so fucking long, bro. And I am very impressed by her that she's able to fucking do all that, because she has like 9 outfit changes. She's singing and dancing. She's playing the guitar. She's playing the piano. And she's just like, it's amazing, right? The girl's fucking resting heart rate must be 42. It's incredible. But the show was like 3 hours and...
I do get that. I don't go to concerts so much. I don't have time to go to concerts, but I've been to WWE events. But those are fun. Those are actually engaging. You know what I mean? Because once the show is done, it's done. You could just leave. You know what I mean? You could just leave. But I don't know. I guess when it comes to concerts, I guess that's true. Because you know me, I say the same thing. If I'm out for too long, I gotta go home. Like, just play my favorite song. I'm out. That's just me.
Maybe a bit. And, like, if it was 45 to 49 minutes shorter, it would have been so much better, in my opinion. There was a couple of songs in there that we didn't need. But I understand what she's doing with the Eras Tour thing, so she has to give every album like a fair shot. But we could have ripped some songs out of there. None from the earlier stuff. I will say that. But I agree. 90 minutes, that's all you need. I'm cool with 70 minutes. I'm cool with 70 minutes. Give me an hour and 10 minutes. Boom. We're done. We're out. Boom. The year should start on March 1st. This would mean that the beginning of the year occurs at the beginning of spring instead of the middle of winter, meaning all 4 seasons would pretty much cleanly fit entirely into 1 year instead of being winter sliced across at the end of 1 year and the start of the next. September, October, and December would also actually be months 7, 8, and 10, which is what those words actually mean. Whoa. Yes, sept, oct. Yeah. All right. Like I don't I don't care. Like I don't know how this changes anything. Like you just wants it to fit cleanly. Like I don't know. And also, are you familiar with global warming? The seasons are going to continue to change, my guy. All right? It's the middle of winter is not, you know what I'm saying? It's going to start getting freezing in July one of these years. Like, it's coming, baby. Don't worry. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with this, I guess. I'm more concerned with the daylight savings time. We need to get rid of that. I think Arizona just doesn't do it, which is hilarious to me. The whole country's like, yeah, daylight savings. They're like, we're just not. This is maybe the hottest take I've ever seen. Keeping porn on in the background of our laptops while we do other things should be normalized. What the hell?
Oh, man. How are you going to convince that to your boss at work? You know what I mean? How are you going to convince that, Frank? How are they going to do it? How are they going to do it? Just the middle of work, just have the porn in the background, just throwing it there in the back. No one is gonna say what. Please explain. I would love to explain. Just explain.
It helps me focus on errands I'm supposed to do. What? Get people getting railed? It's like, you know what? I really need to lock in. Let me go to Brazzers. Let me go to the hub right now and lock in because I have a project to do. In addition to that, it helps curate a comforting environment in my room. What the fuck is going on? I like to decorate my room to reflect who I am in an artistic manner, and sex is something I'm especially passionate about, so it should be reflected in my personal environment. Porn is such a powerful decoration, and it allows me to enjoy my room much more. You are an addict is what you are. You're a porn addict. You need to take it easy. I don't think that porn should be who you are as a person. Porn is such a powerful decoration is one of the most insane things I've ever read in my entire life. Not a decoration.
That room must be insane. That room is destroyed. Is all I can think of. You go in that room, I'm scared to go in that man's room. I don't know what that's gonna look like if he thinks that porn is a wonderful decoration. He got posters and stuff, figurines, plushies, body pillows everywhere. I'm picturing it's like, okay, dude, whatever makes you happy.
You know, if you want to watch porn, even if you want to watch porn every single day of your life, bro, do your thing. Do your thing. I don't think that it should be normalized that it's on the background of everyone's computer when they're trying to get shit done.
Yeah, it's like now you're bringing everyone else into this, which is not okay. To be honest, like you could have your thing. Everybody has their thing that they enjoy. You know what? They have their guilty pleasures, whatever it is. You know what? And that's fine. You know what? We're in a society where, you know, we're not shaming anybody for their guilty pleasures. You know, everybody's got it, and it's okay to have it. The thing is that you cannot push that on someone else when they're not comfortable with that. Like, you're just going to tell people, hey, make sure you put that porn on your computer. It's going to be fantastic. Not everyone thinks that way. Not everybody thinks that way. There are people who are massively uncomfortable with the idea of pornography or sex or anything like that. People are just massively uncomfortable with it. So it's like you can't normalize it. You know, that's a whole different debate. I'm saying that, you know, we are allowing people to be comfortable in their skin and what they enjoy now, which is great. But pushing that, saying that to everyone else is like, you know, I'm just saying. Do what you gotta do, but don't tell people that they have to do it. Let them figure it out. Let them do their own thing, all right? Anyway.
You want to walk into an office, into a meeting, and your boss
Exactly.
just has porn blasting
I know, right?
in the background. And you guys are trying to talk about Q4. Like, I don't want that. That's weird. I don't think anyone should know what kind of porn anyone else kind of watches. Keep it private. Do your own thing in your own room. But do it at your leisure, dude. If you want your fucking room to have a projector that the back wall is always just playing porn, you can do that. But keep that in the bedroom, my guy. Okay? Don't get it outside. Black socks should be the default, not white. Ew. No, I don't like that. Black socks with, like, white shoes drives me fucking up the wall. I hate that so much. Why has the entire world defaulted to white socks? The only thing that steps directly on dirt and grime? Let's make it bright white. Who steps directly on dirt and grime with their socks, dude? It goes into your shoe. Unless you're walking around without sneakers on, you shouldn't be stepping in dirt with your socks. What are you talking about? I think that all underwear should be black, okay? Unless you're a woman and you want to have, like, bright colored stuff. I am not really a big fan of men's underwear that's, like, patterned and colorful and, like, neon, and definitely not white. I'll tell you that. Definitely not white.
Nope.
I have zero white underwear, okay? But socks, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the white socks. You know what I'm cool with being the default? Gray. I'm cool with gray being the
Gray's
default.
not bad.
Not black.
Gray's not bad. I'll agree with that.
And if you want to get away from white, I'm cool with gray. But black socks as a default, it's just too strong.
Yeah, black socks are usually exclusively for wearing something dressy. You know what I mean? Like you wear a nice suit or something. Yeah, and you compliment the outfit. Yes, the black socks work. But it's not the default. White socks will be the default because it fits with everything else you're wearing. And again, depending on what you're wearing, probably most people are not going to see the socks. No one's looking down. It's like, oh, look at his socks. Look at that white socks over there. Look at that. No one's doing that. All right? You know what I'm saying? I think we'll keep it the way it is.
Strong of a color, it will ruin an outfit. You know what I mean? White kind of like goes with everything in a way. We should bring back gladiator games. Okay. Was that a TV show, or are we talking about like ancient Rome killing people with like tigers biting off people's heads?
Yeah.
I mean the old school gladiator fight to the death Okay, good.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
the one
there
you
we
meant.
go.
I mean the old school gladiator fight to the death matches that they had back in ancient Rome. Pay-per-view. The contestants can be inmates on death row. If they make it through several rounds of fighting lions, tigers, and other inmates, they're free to go. This is the most fucked up thing in the world, dude. Yeah, I don't want to watch murder. I don't know about anyone else, but I don't like watching murder, real murder. Like, who is interested in that? I mean, I'm pretty sensitive, so I can't be watching people get their heads eaten by lions and shit, or like cut in half with swords. Like, I don't want to watch that. If it's Game of Thrones, I'll watch it because it's fake. You understand what I'm saying? But, like, I don't want to watch people cut each other's heads off. It's a hot-ass take. Also, arrest this guy. At least interview him. Pull him into a room and interview him. I actually like clocks going back an hour and getting darker earlier. Ew! Who's this pig? It feels like
Not a fan. Not a fan. We're in that time right now, and it's not great because I always have work around the later afternoon to the early evening, and it gets dark every time I'm trying to get home. Man, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so the day's over. I'd rather just have the other one. The day, is it daylight savings? I think it is, because this is technically standard time, I think. Let me know. I don't know the name, but like the other one where it's like it gets brighter. It stays brighter later, you know, in the summer, spring to summer. I like that. That's fantastic. I think it's great. They should keep that. Anyway.
Everyone is bummed about the time change in the U.S., but I love it. The early sunsets now mean sun is going down. That means the evening has just begun. Whereas in June, a sunset means that it's almost time for bed. What time are you going to bed, Peter Pan? What the fuck? Sunset? It's like 6:30, 7. Sunset is perfect because it's like, yo, get ready. It's almost time because when the sun goes down, the freaks come up and you're like ready to party. So it's like a perfect indication of like, It's time to go out. But like now it's like the sun goes down and I'm like, is it time to go to sleep? And then I'm looking at the clock and it's fucking 5:30. And I'm like, you telling me now that I have to stay awake for another at least 5 hours before I'm not like depressed thinking about how the fact that I'm so old, I'm in bed by 9:30. What am I? I've given up on my life already? Like, because that's what the winter's doing to me now. No drink is improved by ice. This is such a hot take.
Wow.
This is insane. Having ice in drinks does absolutely nothing but dilute the beverage. So what? Sometimes a beverage could use a little dilution. Also, I think it adds. What you trade in dilution, you get back with cold. And the cold sensation is what I'm looking for. If you want a cold beverage, get the same beverage cold. Every time I see coffee, beer, wine, or anything else in ice, I think it's to just cheat the customer out of having more of their drink. See, this is a thing that's going around the internet that is completely like it's wrong. People go to the fucking bar and they order like an old fashioned and they put a giant ice cube in it to keep it cold, and they take the ice cube out and they're like, look how much I paid for. My guy, if they filled the glass up with the amount without that ice cube, you'd be dead before the drink ended. You know how much fucking like whiskey or whatever the fuck, I think old fashions are whiskey. You know how much you would have to put in there for it to fill up to that point? Trust me, you don't want it. It wouldn't taste good. Ice cubes in wine, I think, should be punishable by tar and feathering. Let's get that out of the way, because I agree on that front. Don't put ice in your wine. Coffee, I love iced coffee, dude. It's such a bitter drink.
You know how many people like iced water? Like ice water. You know what I mean? People enjoy that. It's just phenomenal for just some people, you know? I teeter on either or. It's like I like ice drinks. I have my ice drink right now. It's nice, but then some other times, like, sometimes I just won't have ice. You know, but I get it. It's like, you know, whatever. Either or.
To have a little bit of like dilution there, I think is nice. I like it. I think it's good. Also, what's better than like ice cold water? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love ice.
People love it.
I'm a big ice
People
guy.
love it.
Like people who order soda, but they're like no ice because they just want more soda. Bro, it's time to grow up. You're not a fucking, you know, Toys R Us kid anymore. You can take a little less soda for it to be cool and crisp. You just can. Come on. Fake syrup is superior to real maple syrup. I like imitation syrup. I do not like real maple syrup as much. Just because it's harder to make and it's more expensive doesn't mean it's actually any better. Imitation syrup is way more versatile. I don't think this is a hot take, but it's a hot take for me. I actually like maple syrup better. I like the taste of maple syrup.
You always go with the authentic, because we have a maple syrup, organic maple syrup in the fridge, and my mother cooks this phenomenal salmon and uses the sauce with the maple syrup in it, and when it's cooked, it's probably one of the best salmons I've ever had. No other restaurant that serves salmon can top what my mother makes with that salmon, with that sauce. It has maple syrup in it. It's some type of sauce with it, but it's phenomenal, and it's organic. So sorry, I cannot follow the fake syrup.
I can see why people would enjoy the fake syrups of the world, because it's just way more sweet and it's way more like whatever. I just don't like how fucking thick it feels. Like it feels like there's a lot in it. I like maple syrup because it's a little more like runny, and like it's I feel like I'm eating, you know, a tree in a way. Isn't that, they tell you? You know what I mean? Barbers need to chill out. Oh, I'm ready to read this. When I was younger, most barbers were just guys that needed to learn a trade in jail. Now they want to charge the same hourly as electricians and plumbers. My guy, you are cutting hair. You are not replacing the wiring harness in my car. Cool it down. I mean, I go to a barber, and some people think that he charges a lot, but he's the best in the game. Shout out Rich the Barber. Is it expensive? Yeah, it's expensive, but what are we talking about right now? What are we talking about right now, though? No, I'm not even going to put him on blast like that. Just know that Filthy Rich Barbershop, that's the one. But think about what we're talking about right now. We're talking about your hair. You know what I mean? It's
exactly. It's like, because my hair gets messy a lot. But I go to the barbers near my house, right? They are expensive, but they take the time and they know how to do it right. You know what I mean? You know, they take a lot of time to do it on one side, do the other, and do whatever. But, you know, they take their time and they're professional on how they do it. So that's why it's important, because it's your hair. You're going to go out into the world with this hair. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying they're important.
permanent thing that you have to wear. You pay for your clothes like people are paying how much money for shoes, and you're just stepping on them all day. You know what I mean? Especially women. They get very expensive purses. They get very expensive. Like, think of all the designer things that you get. Now imagine your haircut. Your hair is so important. Your hair could make or break your face. It can make or break your outfit even. You could have a cool outfit, but if you got a stupid haircut, it's like, bro, you ruined it with this fucking thing that you're wearing. You know what I mean? So it's an important part of your entire look, in my opinion. I mean, actually, women are paying fucking crazy shit for their hair, to be fair. I mean, there's a lot more going on there with the layering, and I mean, they're dyeing and glazing their hair every fucking 5 days in my experience. I don't know. Yeah, so that's probably why it's a little bit more. But I think that if you go to a really good barber and they're good at what they do, it's worth the money. That's just me. And this is coming from someone who now has a barber who's great and who used to get their haircut from their brother for like the first 23 years of his life, all right? SUVs are incredibly ugly and an unfortunate sign of herd mentality in the USA. Bro, that's a hot-ass take. I love SUVs. What do you mean? I believe anyone with an SUV is just a sheep who bought into the American idea that we need bigger cars. How is that the American idea? What are we talking about? What about giant trucks? If you like, who needs a Ford F? I mean, if you work in construction, you're using the fucking bed for like your job. But most people are like, yeah, I just put my dog back there and like a fishing rod. It's like, bro, you don't need a fucking flatbed for that. You don't need an F-150. Can anyone with a straight face tell me that they actually need an SUV due to their circumstances? No, you don't need an SUV. It's just nice. I like feeling like higher off the ground, and I feel safer in a bigger car like that. I like SUVs. I like them. I don't know if I'm going back to the compact. I don't know if I'm going back. I don't think I'm a sheep. If anything, I'm a bull. Run your little ass off the fucking road, dog. They are less energy efficient. They are ugly, and they are often a pain to navigate around or park next to. If I see someone with a black SUV, I know they're overcompensating for something. I have a black SUV. And both of those things can be true, okay? I could be overcompensating for something with my black SUV, but also I think that they are great, okay? I'm never going back.
I think it's just with the area that I live in. I think this guy, similar to what I go through, is that we live in a state that's so compact. There's so many people. Just seeing an SUV take up so much space just frustrates the hell out of us. And so I get it. But at the same time, people can enjoy whatever they want. You know what I mean? If people want to drive a black SUV, they could drive a black SUV. If it looks nice, if they have kids, if there's so much stuff they got to carry, or they just love that luxury style thing, go for it. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying, but I get it. It's just so much. But what are they gonna do? They're gonna enjoy the SUV. Let them enjoy it. You know what I mean?
My first car was a black Mazda, and that's a compact car, and it's cool. It's a nice car, but I just feel weird now whenever I'm driving a car and I feel so close to the floor. I feel like I feel safer in a bigger car. And is it necessary? I think it is necessary too, an SUV. I'd rather have more room in a car as a passenger and as a driver than less room. Why would I opt for less? All right, well, there you have it, folks. Some hot takes. Some I agree with, some I don't agree with.
All right. Well, there you are. These are the 2025 hot takes so far. If there's any hot takes that you have, let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to know what y'all hot takes are. Let me know in the comments. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're starting up strong here in 2025. We got 2 other videos coming out this week, so keep an eye out for them. But make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the Sith Absolute. Peace.